Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is Spawn of Azathoth. It was written by Doc Herbert, and our game master is John Hook. This is episode 21. Our recap will be given by John Hook to bring us all back onto the same page. So without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. John?
Come, listeners, give me your ear. This whole ordeal began with the death of a friend, Philip Baxter. Strange. According to the coroner's report, Baxter died of heart failure on the morning of May 1st, having never awoken from his sleep from the night before. But Myron Dexter, a friend, had a startling and visceral experience that would presume to be Philip Baxter during the moment of his death, as his brain was consumed, approximately a full day after the coroner's documented time of death. Baxter's funeral and the reading of the will were well attended, including friends and associates like Myron Dexter, Dr. Frederick Long, Mr. Cornelius Cuthbert, Professor Zebedee Cordova, and Herbert Bunce, aka Dr. Zeno Saladin, as well as other associates from Brown University, the Tuesday Night Academy, and one of his three children, Emmett Baxter. For reasons unknown, two of Baxter's children, Colin Baxter and Cynthia Baxter, chose not to attend their father's funeral. During the reading of the will, the investigators discovered that Baxter had a vision of them which instigated his choice to leave a packet of information for them. Baxter seems to have had a series of dream-induced visions that foretold his death and of a greater danger to mankind. Baxter seems to have enlisted the aid of the investigators from beyond the grave to help solve his death, dare say murder, and to help thwart the dangers to all mankind. During Baxter's funeral, the investigators gained a whole host of clues that likely could lead to the wide range of conclusions and destinations. Throwing themselves into the mystery, the investigators soon discovered that Professor Silas Patterson was a practicing cannibal. They discovered evidence that Silas had been consuming live monkey brains and that he may have been the true cause of Philip Baxter's death, and that he may have had a dark partnership with a Mr. Alvin Beswick, the funeral director. Later, with the help of Philip's brother, Father Julian Baxter, the investigators learned the secrets of traveling to the land of dreams. They learned how to explore that undiscovered country that is the Dreamlands. It was during that excursion that they learned the dangers of Nemesis, a ruby comet with a green nimbus glow that is hurtling towards the Earth. They encountered a strange, grotesque dwarf known to them as Barnabas, and they encountered a sanity-shattering entity that made it possible to save Philip Baxter's soul, but at the cost of Myron Dexter's soul. May he rest in peace. They also noticed a strange albino, a man who seems to be of Native American descent, but with snow white skin, hair, and bright pink eyes. Upon returning from the Dreamlands, the investigators were energized to learn more about the threats of the comet Nemesis. So they journeyed to Garrison, Montana to seek out the observatory that was built by the Tuesday Night Academy. They sought out the expertise of Dmitry Paslov and Vasily Katalatya, Russian, a pair of expatriate Russians, who might know more about the oncoming comet. While in Garrison, the investigators met a remarkable woman, Edith Thomas, an electrical engineer employed by the Russians and the Tuesday Night Academy. The investigators believe that one of the leading chunks of the Nemesis comet crashed into the mountains north of Garrison. As they searched for that chunk, they encountered Edith's mother, who seemed to be meeting with a family of primitive humanoids, Sasquatches. In addition to the Sasquatches, the investigators also encountered alien insectoids known as the Migo. But by the time they left Garrison, Professor Zebedee Cordova suffered a severe mental breakdown, so his friend, Dr. Arlo Augustine, took up the torch as Zebedee sought the mental and emotional help he so desperately needed. By the end of their Garrison trip, the chunk of Nemesis was absconded by the Migo, presumably. The family of Sasquatches has vanished, and a cluster of low-yield Migo nukes obliterated a chunk of the forest, and the Russians were murdered. On the bright side, the investigators collected some evidence of Nemesis, and the resourceful Ms. Thomas joined the band of investigators. Now, a little more than 30 days have elapsed since they returned from Garrison, and the team of investigators have used that time to recuperate, heal, study strange tomes that they've collected. The investigators have wondered why Philip's children failed to attend his funeral. It's possible that they know more about his death, the Dreamlands, and Nemesis, and that may have been why they opted not to attend the funeral. So, the investigators chose to travel across the globe to India and further on to the Andaman Islands. Their intention is to seek out Cynthia Baxter and discover what she may know about the death of her father, his excursions into the Dreamlands, and of the comet Nemesis. It's possible that she knows nothing, but it's also possible that she holds dark secrets that could unlock more of the mysteries surrounding Philip Baxter's death. And we return. Excuse me. You have arrived at Port Blair. You have met with Major Nichols, and he has supplied you with 2 able-bodied guides. A pair, as you know, the Andaman Islands is a penal colony, and so 2 of the convicts, Sikander and Mabur, have been assigned to be your guides, as well as a small troop of natives, as they will help you get through the jungle and get to the mission. It's at least a 2-day journey through the jungle. You guys have equipped yourselves fairly well. There's also equipment being provided by Major Nichols, and he bids you good journey. Be safe, and be careful where you put your feet. Careful where you step.
Thank you, Major. Well,
do we depart over one of the ladders or around the fence, or are there gates that I hadn't noticed?
Yeah, they open a gate. They open a gate, and outside there's a few tents and things. Some of the natives have camped. You know, they have permanent camping right outside the gates. And
sorry.
And they've got canoes and stuff, so they're ready for you.
Oh, so we begin on water?
Yep, they say that you'll begin. It's going to be a strong paddling to head upstream, deeper into the island.
And did we breakfast in camp? I know it was an early departure.
Yes. Yeah.
And in addition to Sikander and Mabur, there were, what, 6 native birds or so?
Yep. 6 porters, natives, who are acting as porters. so they can help carry all the equipment and help portage the canoes and all that.
I'm going to ask the major before we leave if how long he would estimate it would be should we fire flares if there were trouble before he could send somebody after us, or if a flare would even be useful under these circumstances.
Oh, well, yes. Do send a flare, and we will endeavor to reach you as soon as possible. Should we see it? But just take care that the flare won't be necessary. You're in good hands. Sikandar and Mabur are top men. Top men.
Your assistance, Major, is much appreciated.
Yes.
So on a breakfast of powdered eggs and Erzat's coffee, we board our canoes. I'll ask Sikandar, since there isn't frequent contact with Ms. Dixon at the mission, Ms. Baxter at the mission, how do you know just where to seek her? Does she have a permanent encampment up there?
Oh yes. The mission is well established. It is permanently positioned.
Brilliant. All right, then let's carry on.
Do you remember the last time it was that anybody from there came to pick up a shipment?
Very long. I do not recall. It's been quite some time.
I wonder if news of her father's death ever reached her.
Oh,
I was wondering that myself.
Who would carry the news out to her?
Oh, we would send native runners. They would take messages.
Has there been mail recently then for the mission?
I believe we received a package a few months ago to send out, but I don't recall any mail going in. No.
Did the package that was sent out get delivered successfully to her?
We received a package from the mission to send out a few months ago, but I don't recall any mail coming in.
Do you know what it was? Was it coconuts?
I don't know.
Sounds like we may be the bearers of bad news then.
Oh, that's very bad. Very sad.
Complicated news.
Yes.
But still bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Get rowing.
We should be on our way on the journey. All right. So you guys get into these canoes. You can let's see. There is 6 of you and 2 of them. So there are 4 canoes. How would you guys like to divide out?
I'd love to go in the first canoe.
Okay.
I'll go with Cornelius.
I should think either Mabur or Sikandar should be somewhere in the lead.
In the lead, yeah.
Yeah. So Mabur is in the first canoe.
I'm assuming it's 2 to a canoe. That's the weight they can support.
No, it's more. We've got 9 bearers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
6.
Right.
And
Yes,
gear.
I'll be with Cuthbert and Saladin. I can't leave Cuthbert alone with Saladin.
There is not enough room for you. You're gonna have to be in another canoe, Arlo.
Damn it! I will be in the one behind, so I can.
Oh yeah, number
All
2. We
right.
can shout to each other,
Yes.
regale ourselves with great stories of old.
All right, Edith, what canoe do you want to be in? With Arlo or in 3 or
Sure.
4?
I'll be with Dr. Augustine.
All right.
Yes.
Perhaps
All
Long,
right.
you and I should be in the rear.
In 4, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
The ones that's
And I understand that the aroma of heavy tobacco smoke helps keep the mosquitoes at bay.
Yeah, so we should not be troubled, I think.
All right, perfect. So canoe 1 has got Cornelius and Zeno, as well as Mabur. Canoe 2 has Arlo and Edith. Canoe 3 is it's filled with porters. Canoe 4 has Long and Baxter and Sikander. There's 6 porters. So let's say 1, 2, 3 here, and that leaves 3 more. We'll put a 4th one there. We'll put 1 here, and 3, 4, 5, and put another. All right, so 2 of the porters are with Arlo and Edith in the second canoe, and then 4 porters are in canoe 3. So there we go. All right. Okay. Fantastic. So everyone is in their canoe. I like it. And you guys take off. So the current is you're rowing against the current. So it is it's hard going. It's pretty hard labor. So I need everyone to give me strength rolls, please.
Fail.
Oh, I got a 10, so that is
50.
extreme success on my.
53 is not good.
He's in my boat, so he's holding on to me to keep me from falling.
007. Extreme.
Nice.
Okay, so Cuthbert's holding on to Saladin, and I'm keeping me and Edith up.
Oh, good. You're keeping us afloat. Thank God.
Were there any fumbles?
Only an 89, which is pretty annoying
got
with
an
a
83.
strength, but not catastrophic probably.
All right. Not
Hopefully
bad.
they brought extra oars.
Yep. So you guys are able to the group is staying fairly tight. You're not getting too spread out, and those who are working hard seem to be compensating for those who just can't seem to get that grip in as they're trying to churn through this water. And Mabur in the first canoe, he's at the head of the canoe, and he's just a very large, strong man who doesn't say anything. And he's just pushing and pushing through that water. So he's cutting into it with his oar. And you guys are doing this for hours. You're I mean, it's just long, hard labor. The humidity is just pouring on you guys as the mosquitoes are around, and you're just drenching in sweat. It takes only minutes for you guys to be soaked to the bone as you're making your way through this. Arlo and Edith in canoe 2. Can you guys give me spot hiddens?
Oh no, I cannot with my 87. No.
Hard success.
Hard success. Awesome. Edith, as you guys are rowing along, you look to the shore and you see movement. You saw faces, and then they just kind of like retreated, and foliage fell back into place, and they disappear.
Dr. Augustine, I believe we're being watched by possibly some of the natives, and I'll point out at least to where they were.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. We are new people in this. And I would just say let's be a bit cautious. And I'm sure Mabor at the front and has his oars secure, and everyone else, they know what they're doing.
Well, all the same, if people are kind of close enough, I'll, keep your wits about you. I think we're being observed.
Okay.
They wouldn't dare try anything against us.
Best
No.
to be cautious, at least.
They're just curious.
Just curious, exactly. Okay, so as you guys are going, it's about midday, and Mabur is directing the canoe towards the shore, and Sikander is in the fourth canoe with Long and Baxter, and so he kind of sees where Mabur is going, and he's like, yes, and he nods and he tells you that we've reached an area of falls, and so we have to port the canoes to get uphill to get to the other layer, and then continue the journey.
The journey's certainly not for the faint of heart.
It certainly is not. This is a very rough country, definitely to be traveling through. But please just watch your step and stick close and travel in a single file. We don't want to lose anyone, so stay close. The porters are able to grab the canoes as you guys grab your gear, and you start making your way up. Give me climb rolls, please, as you guys are making an ascent, grabbing tree limbs and vines and kind of pulling your way up.
Oh my god!
I'm having a great deal of difficulty.
I'm gonna spend 2 luck. I have 40 in climb, so I would spend 2 luck to pass.
Well, if I had a 40 in climb, I could spend 2 points to pass. However, I have a 20 in climb, and I am not spending 22 points to pass. No.
I'm not
I have
spending
a 20 in
30.
climb, and I rolled a 6, so maybe I can catch you.
Nice. If you did anybody have a fumble or just simply normal failures?
Just normal failure.
Okay.
Normal failure.
If you have a normal failure, take 1 hit point of damage as you've injured your feet and ankles in this climb. If you had a successful climb roll, you did it without injury. So well done.
Oh, I'm just so awkward. I do not know how to carry this weight properly.
And with a hard, could I do anybody any good?
No.
Fair enough.
No.
But my dear chap, how are you struggling? We've been through worse.
Well, somehow it's a bit wetter here than it was in the European theater.
Yeah, very true indeed. I'm sure it won't get any rougher, or it will just stay the same.
So much moss. Slippery.
So much. And I assume everyone is still, even during the portage, you're basically in the same kind of order. So the canoe 1 people are up front, and then the 2, and then the 3, and then the 4. So if Long and Baxter would give me spot hiddens, I'd appreciate it.
It seems I've managed to pass a roll today. 37.
Excellent.
I would have to spend 2. I think that's reasonable.
So
Let's
as
see.
you guys crest the rise, and you see the rest of the entourage is moving ahead, and you can hear water up ahead. So they seem to be heading for the bank again. Off to your right, each of you see a pair of men, native men, just in loincloths, standing away towards a grove of trees. They seem to be half hidden.
Sikander, did you see these fellows?
He looks slightly with the side of his eye. He says, just don't make eye contact. Keep your head down and follow the troop. We should be fine. We're not making.
You'd say they were scouts or some such?
Yes, we're passing through a territory, and as long as we keep moving and don't do anything to disturb, we should be fine.
So nothing like an offering would be appropriate. Rather, we just or a show of force either.
Agreed. Yes, it has usually not been received very well, but they tolerate as long as we keep moving. So just let them observe. Don't interact. Don't stare at them. They don't like that. So just kind of keep your head down, keep your eyes low, and keep going.
Well, I appreciate having someone of your expertise along with these local matters.
They look like Cho-Cho.
Are you looking?
I'm glancing out of the corners of my eyes.
Okay. I mean, you are familiar with Cho-Cho. You did have that successful role. They don't match any kind of description that you're familiar with. If what you've read is to be believed, they don't seem to be fitting that bill. They seem to be taller. The Cho-Cho seem to be are described as darker complected. They're not quite that dark. They have the same complexion as the other porters that are working with you.
All right, so I ignore them.
Sikander, I don't want to stare at them. What's the weapon of choice in these parts? Is it a sharpened? Is it a burnt point spear, or a wooden tipped thing, or a stone tipped? Or I know they have blow darts in other places.
Yes, they do utilize blow darts and poisons, as well as handheld spears.
Oh, that's not antagonizing them.
We should hopefully remain on their good side if we can, or at least the neutral side.
Yes, as long as we keep moving quickly.
Well,
we should keep going.
Oh, my shoulder is giving me a great deal of trouble.
Yes, I turned my ankle in that climb back there.
Yes. I'm sure they'll have some medical supplies at the mission. You could seek care there, I believe.
I trust after all these years, Cynthia is quite competent. Onward.
Yes, I've never met her, but that's what I have heard.
And
So
get to maybe a clearing, or if we ever stop, have any sort of break in the march, I might be able to take a look at some of the wounds.
He says, "Yes, we must get the boats back in the water and keep going." So does anyone have anything they want to do, or just follow what Sikander is suggesting?
Yep, get to the water. Don't look at the natives, and continue hoping that no millipedes are about.
Very good.
Agreed.
All right. So yeah, you guys get the boats back in the water, and quickly you're able to take off again. All right. Strength rolls again, please.
17 this time, a hard success.
Nice.
That was a 75 this time, and I'm not spending the 25 luck to pass.
This time I got an extreme.
Nice.
Mine is regular.
Regular success.
All right.
Regular.
But no fumbles. Okay. All right. Good. All right. So you guys are pushing on, and it takes several more hours, and you guys keep going. You end up having to eat in the canoes as you go, but eventually the day wears on, and it starts to get dark, and Mabur kind of whistles and starts taking the canoe to the bank again. And all the canoes kind of cluster together and get tied up to the shore. And Sakara says, "Yes, we have made it out of the territory, and so this is free country here. So we need to make camp and set up for the night. Make sure that everything is, your tents are sealed, and everything is kept dry. It will be a wet night for sure."
I think
Do
we should,
we go ahead?
I think we should maybe set up some kind of watch. I don't feel entirely comfortable, all of us asleep and no one watching out. Anyway, Dr. Baxter, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask whether there would be a communal fire with the tents perhaps around it before retirement, or whether it was straight into the canvas. Also, I would like to make a simple map in a notebook as we travel. Check the compass every 20 minutes or so. Trying to get some estimate as the trees go by as to some distance, just so if we end up having to retrace our steps, we won't be as we were in the Dreamlands, dependent on others.
Okay, make a navigation roll.
My cartography is a little higher. Can I use that?
Oh, you can use that. I didn't know you actually had that.
I do. I rolled a 32 for the 30, and I will happily spend.
Nice. Yeah.
Take advantage of that.
Do that, and you can have an accurate map to this point.
Thank you.
Does anyone have survival jungle?
We learned to our detriment last week that none of us do.
All right. Then everyone can make natural world rolls with penalty dice.
Oh,
Success.
48 into a 48. I have a 50.
Hey.
80 and 73. Darn it.
Fail.
Oh, it's so sad to roll an 03 and a 65.
so I rolled a 12, which I spend the luck, and then I rolled an 18. So do I spend the 8 luck? I have like 60 luck, so.
I rolled a 97, so that python there is kitty. Hi, kitty.
Yeah, that millipede is edible, I think.
I'll spend the 8 luck because I feel like we might need this.
I'm not worried about millipedes. I'm more worried about centipedes.
I mean, 2 of us will have passed if you spend the luck then.
No, this is on a per person's basis.
Okay.
So everyone is taking part in the preparations, and so who all failed? Okay. Oh wow, 4 failures. All right. So in the course of setting up your equipment and stuff, you were a little bit careless, and you guys have each encountered and brushed up against a poisonous plant that is going to cause a very severe rash, And so each of you will have a penalty die on Constitution rolls for the rest of this trip until you can seek some kind of medical cure, a salve of some sort for the rash. And so, speaking of Constitution rolls, at the end of the day, because of all the mosquitoes and everything that you've had going on, everyone make a Constitution roll, and those who have the penalty dice now, that will apply.
Oh,
I
still
passed.
Pass and penalty die.
I failed.
Passed.
All right. So those who failed the con roll through the entire day being swarmed with those mosquitoes and everything, you have contracted some kind of sickness. And so those who failed the con roll will each lose 1 hit point. As you've got a lot of swelling from the mosquito bites, and you feel a bit of a fever coming on.
That leads me to I'd like to take a look at everyone who slipped and injured themselves earlier. I'm trained. I have a medical kit that's pretty well provisioned. If I could help anyone, if anyone's injured, I can't really treat diseases, but I can help injuries.
Yep.
Dr. Lung, you said you had injured yourself?
Yes, I think I've pulled something in my shoulder here.
Here, let me see if I've got like some at least. Can wrap that or take a look. A 10 out of 80, so that's an extreme.
Nice. With an extreme, you can have 2 hit points back.
Ooh.
Was
Sadly, that won't put me over my max, I assume.
No.
there was one other person that had a physical injury. Was that?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it-
I turned my ankle back at the,
Here, let me-
the falls. I think
I might be able to
maybe just elevate it, wrap it up a bit,
Yeah,
and
band
elevate
it.
it this evening. Yeah, that'd be good.
Is that okay? Let's see if I can. Okay, so that's just a regular. That's the 69 out of 80.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cuthbert. That feels better. But this
Philip, would you like to try some of my English blend? Seems to be keeping the mosquitoes away a bit better.
I'd be delighted to try anything. But some of these aren't even bites.
You notice how the mosquitoes won't come near this crane tea for some reason.
Yes, the crane.
The mosquitoes understand something that I believe you don't, Cornelius.
It's good.
That's a conundrum right there. Which is worst?
Have some crane tea.
Well, I mean, if it came down for myself between crane tea and blood, I would have to go with crane tea, but it seems the mosquitoes don't think the same way.
If anyone's like capable with any sort of first aid, could you take a look? When I took a fall back there, something
yes.
like back here. Would you mind helping treat me here?
Yes, Cuthbert, I will. You know, the skills that we learn. Okay, I rolled a 28, which is just a regular success on the first aid.
All right.
Keep eating.
Regain
bugs.
a hit point.
Thank you, Doctor Arlo. You're amazing.
Xeno looks awesome.
If I eat one more bug.
Oh, so who would like to be on first watch? Are any
I
of the
will.
guides wanting to, or?
I will. I've got my rifle, and I will be on watch.
Well, I'll stay up with you. There's 6 of us, so we could like have a pair of us for every 3 hours, and that should be fine. So we can keep each other awake. Don't want to doze off.
Yes, we could do that. Yes.
But I
All
imagine
right.
we're all exhausted.
Yeah, you guys, it's been a long day of hard physical labor rowing upstream.
Yeah, we're probably exhausted. It's going to be hard.
If we just walk, we don't all have to. We can just walk for a few hours, Cuthbert, and then we can have a little rest, and then we'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
I can't imagine I'll be able to sleep for long, so maybe I'll take the morning watch.
Yes, Baxter will relieve us.
This damnable itching. I'll be up with you, Philip. I feel. I'll take morning watch also.
All right. So, does that mean Zeno and Long are going to take the middle watch?
I guess so.
Yep.
All right. So Arlo and Cornelius, you guys are going to start the evening on watch.
Yes.
Okay. Each of you, please give me a con roll.
And I have to take a penalty die.
If you have a penalty die on con rolls, take it.
There is one fail,
Okay.
so I will not continue rolling.
I got a dead-on success, which yes, I don't like these successes because it means bad things are on
Okay.
the horizon.
All right. So it's a long few hours. Arlo, you are able to stay awake. You end up having to rouse Cornelius because he keeps falling asleep. But you guys make your watch period, and everything seems to be fairly quiet. And so now it's time to get Zeno and Long out and up. Zeno and Long, you guys are on watch. Each of you, please give me a con roll, and if you have a penalty die, apply it.
I don't have a penalty die, but it did not matter. A 62 is not a pass.
I passed twice, so I'm cool.
All right. Similarly, Zeno, you are you've got the fortitude. You stay awake. You end up having to rouse Long. He's being derelict and keeps falling asleep. Okay. And your watch goes pretty much without incident. And now it's time to wake up Edith and Philip and have them do their watch.
Wake up.
Edith and Philip,
That's
I
a
need you
failure.
guys to do a con roll, please.
All right. First one's good. Oh, yeah. Second one's good. 39 for 45.
And Edith falls asleep, but Philip is able to rouse her and keep her going for the watch.
His English blend isn't bad if you want to try and puff.
Mm.
Oh. Yeah, dawn mosquitoes too.
Keep you awake,
Keeps-
I guess.
Keeps them going. Yep. All right. So you complete your watch, and the dawn is upon you. Mabur and Sikander are getting the porters up. As you guys are starting to pack your gear and get everything going, there's a commotion with the porters. They seem to they're kind of agitated about something over there.
What's going on over there?
Not sure.
So Cornelius, you're going to check it out.
Yeah, sure. I'll check it out. Of course, this good stiff cup of tea in hand as I go over.
Okay.
Cuthbert, wait for me, Cuthbert. I will follow.
Oh, yes. What's going on over here?
As you guys get over there and see what's going on, the porters kind of back up, and you can see that they're very upset. And as you look and you see what's going on, one of the 6 porters is laying on the ground, and there's a pair of very large welts on his skin, and from those welts, the flesh is black with like spidering veins that are also black under his flesh, and his eyes are wide open, and you can see sand on his eyeballs, and his tongue is swollen and filling his mouth as he lies dead there.
He's dead.
Isn't a snake?
What the hell?
Dear
Hmm.
God.
Sikandar comes over and sees it, and he just shakes his head and says, "Oh, very bad. Spider bite. Very bad."
Spider bite? What? Dear.
Is this what happened to the
Previous commander?
Oh, yes. Very deadly. Very deadly. Must be
Is it
very
like-
careful.
Necrosis, isn't it? Is it not? The way the flesh is blackening?
Yes. Yes. And you can see the poison has swollen his glands, his tongue. Yes, it was very quick. And mercifully, it was very quick.
How
This-
does one be careful for something like this?
He probably didn't have his tent completely closed and was just careless. It
We're
happens.
sleeping how many to a tent in general?
Probably 2 to 3. Although I believe Miss Thomas sleeps alone.
Could this have happened when the fellow stepped out for nature's call?
It's very possible.
Was he dragged out of a tent like this, or was he found out on the forest floor like this?
Yeah, he was just found there on the sand. So his mates must have discovered him missing and found him out here on the sand.
None of us heard a cry during the night. Someone was always awake. So
It
it's-
would have been very quick.
Well, that's, I guess, the only blessing in it.
Hmm.
If you can determine the fellow's name, I'd like to make arrangements for his family when we return.
Yeah, we'll do that. We need to go ahead and bury the body. We can't take him with us, so the porters will begin a funeral detail and take care of that. Can't take him with us and can't just leave him out. So, well, I guess we could leave him out and have the jungle reclaim him.
I imagine that would be very quick, but these are Christianized porters, I assume. So,
They have been, yeah.
perhaps Zeno, you'll say a right over the fellow.
I seem like the religious type to you. I suppose I can say something spiritual. Oh Lord, ye who made spiders, what the hell were you thinking? May he rest in peace.
All right. And so a troop of porters with shovels, small spades that they have with them, collapsible ones, they start digging a hole and they're going to dig a shallow grave and lay him in it. So in that time, you guys are able to break down your camp and get everything packed up. So there'll be one less porter, one less passenger in canoe number 2. All right. So
A little less to carry, at least, since we probably had a meal last night. So,
yep, a little bit less, and so it takes a little bit of time, but they're able to get the porter buried. And Sikandar's like, we need to work very hard in order to make up some of the time that we've lost. the current is very strong here, so we need to work very hard, or else it could delay us and make the trip longer than it needs to be. So we need to push in and row very hard. So they get everything packed in and start taking off. And so with that, I need everyone to give me strength rolls, and I'm looking for hard successes.
Regular success.
Hang on a
Ooh,
sec.
a 17 is a hard success.
Oh no. A 99 is not, I just had to make sure. A 99 is not a hard success.
Okay, so we have a fumble. All right. Any other hard successes?
Only regular for me.
Okay,
Hard
so
success.
2 hard successes in canoes 1 and 4, and we have a fumble in canoe 2. Okay. All right. So you guys are like really trying to dig in and get this going. I need luck rolls by Arlo and Edith, please.
Pass.
A
Hard
70.
pass.
A 75 is not cutting that, so no.
Okay. So as you guys are trying to row, Arlo, you're just really too over enthusiastic about it, and you get your weight ratio off, and ass over tea kettle, Arlo goes into the drink. He's man overboard. He's in the water.
Oh, dear heavens.
Oh my God, Dr. Augustine!
Holy shit.
Arlo.
Hey, everyone can give me spot hidden, please.
Fuck.
Now is
Hard success.
fail.
Regular
Yeah.
success.
Fuck.
That's penalty dice for me, I believe. And in which case, no.
The penalty die for spot hidden?
Is that under because of the con fail?
No.
No,
No,
okay.
just
Then
just a constitution rolls have the penalty dice.
oh, okay. I thought it was strength stuff. Then regular.
If someone
Okay.
help me, please.
All right, so Arlo, give me a swim roll. So as those with successful spot hiddens, the water is very dark, but there seems to be, you see, even in the dark water, you see shadows, indeterminate, hard to describe, but you see clusters of shadows starting to dart and move under the waters. Arlo, how's your swim roll?
So I have a 20 in swim, and I rolled a 56, and I'm just not spending the luck.
Okay. The current is very strong, and Arlo is being pulled down the current away from the canoes, and you guys see dark shadows zipping towards him under the water.
Grab a hold of the oar.
Yeah. Take my oar! Take my oar!
Okay, make a brawl assault, if you would, Edith.
No.
Hit him really hard with the oar.
Knock him out. It will be more pleasant that way.
Don't knock me out, because I will be gone.
It's a fail.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
fail. She reaches out, it's splashing, but it doesn't seem to be working. And Arlo, you begin feeling little nips, like something is bumping into you under the water.
Shit. Something is nipping me. Holy fuck.
Do I see where he is now from my failed spot hidden?
Yes, Arlo is easy to see. The spot hidden was to see the shadows under the water. You didn't notice it, but a few of the others did notice it.
Okay, well, we need to get this canoe around to get Cuthbert or to get Arlo.
All right. So no one I'm sure has pilot boat.
Well, no, that's what the porters and stuff are for. Do we have our food supplies are on our boats?
Yes.
Did we bring any meat with us?
Like juicy
ham or
like juicy meat? Probably make a luck roll. I'm gonna say probably not. You probably packed for dry meats, but not juicy.
I was gonna
squishy.
think about throwing a ham into the
Has
water.
anybody
Right.
learned any like this repel fish spell? We've learned a lot of magic. Is there anything that we've learned from those damn
Wait,
books?
Wizard
Oh,
on the water.
Dr. Arlo, I forgot about your specialness.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Oh shit!
no.
Fuck. Fuck.
Uh,
If I feel them coming out, I might actually dip
Yeah,
under the water
well,
more.
no. And also this, the foliage, the trees overhang and the canopy overhangs the river as well. So Arlo begins to have just a freak out session as he feels things under the water, things that he can't see, like bumping into him and like starting to nip at his legs and stuff. And suddenly bursting out of the water are these long tentacles that grab tree limbs that are overhanging the river, and you see Arlo's body hoisted up and out, and he's dripping and soaking wet, but he's now suspended out and above the water from these strange fleshy rope things that have like burst out of his shirt. It's torn his shirt, and it's coming out of like his sleeves and out the bottom of his shirt, and it's just like grabbed these things and hoisted him up. Everyone make a sand roll.
A nest of snakes has him. Obviously, a nest of snakes. Pass.
77. I was not prepared to see that at all.
All right. If you failed your sand roll, roll a d3. If you made it, lose nothing.
Yeah, it's a nest of snakes that's grabbed him.
Sikander, what's got a hold of him? Something's
lost
hoisted him out of the
3
water.
Oh no.
Sikander is mumbling to himself and is like, grabbing at some sort of charm on a necklace. It's not a crucifix, but he's like grabbing at something and is mumbling, and Mabur, it just has this weird like staring and eye cocked, like, what is that, kind of look on his face. And Sikander is just like, oh my. And the other porters, the other natives, they're rowing to, there's 4 of them in one boat. They row to the shore, and they're just getting their boat to the shore.
Good
What does everyone else
God,
do?
what the hell is that thing?
It must be something that's attacked him and
Some
Is this a
eels or
tree?
something have him.
Is
We
it-
need to go save him.
Is it a man-eating tree?
Grabbed him, dragged him out of the water. We must all beach. We must all stop.
Arlo!
Ready the machetes.
Arlo!
Yes, we'll cut those things.
We'll slice them right off for you, Arlo.
We'll save you.
But to the shore, we have to. Is one side clearer of trees or rocks? than
Yeah,
the
just
other?
he seems to be attached to trees that are overhanging from the right hand side, and so the other porters in boat 3, they went to the right hand side, and there is an area where you can land your craft. So everyone goes to the beach to the right, and Arlo is just kind of suspended over the waters, like 10 feet over, out from the shore, 10 feet out from the shore, and he's elevated above the waters, and kind of dangling and bouncing there from these strange fleshy appendages that are
Looks
coming
like
out.
they're eating their way into his sides.
They'd be like giant leeches.
Like we got to get him down. We got to get him down. There was something in the water.
Gotta
Well,
climb
quick,
up into the
we have
tree and
machetes.
cut
Let's
the-
go. We got to cut them.
But he's way up there. How are we going to climb up there? Those are thin branches.
Arlo, do you have anything you want to do?
I feel like he's panicking. He's not going to say anything. I feel like he's going to try and mentally trying to figure out a way to mentally just bring him back in. There's got to be some form of willpower I can have to they're a part of me, so I've got to be able to.
Why don't you make a dex roll?
What is my dex? Okay, let's have a look. A 20, which is a hard success.
Okay, so do you want to constrict them and pull yourself up into the branches and then climb back to the shore?
Yeah, yes, I guess that's. But I doubt I'll be able to do this because I've never controlled them before. But I kind of want to make it look like they're pulling me away, like it not a part of me almost. But I doubt I can do that because I've never controlled them before.
Yeah. Right now, the successful dex roll is constricting them enough to pull your body instead of just dangling over the water to pull you up to the branches proper. You don't have you can't monkey bar your way across with them right now.
No, I didn't think so. From there, I'm just going to keep trying to fight them, I guess. I don't, because there I can hear them talking about cutting them, and then I don't know what that damage will do to myself. So I need to try and
Pulling him up further into the trees.
Yep,
I guess-
those
Hurry, Dr.
weird
Walt,
snakes have pulled him up into the tree limb itself.
Maybe they'll just magically disappear and let him go.
please. I'm just murmuring, please, whatever is in me, please let go of me, please. Just we're not here. Let me down safely. And then,
Give me a boost along. I'll start climbing this tree and see how
Here.
I can reach him.
Here you are.
So Baxter's going into the tree. Arlo, as you constrict and you pull yourself up into the limbs, and now that you can get your arms and legs on the limbs, the appendages, kind of release and constrict and contract back into you. Now that you have primary, one, you're out of danger because you had that fight or flight kind of sense kick in, and so then the lizard brain kicked those things out. But now that you've got your primary appendages, arms and legs, in the tree proper, the other appendages have receded.
okay. That's good. So I'm just gonna get a bit of my breath back, and I guess I will try and make my way down.
Hello, I'm coming for you. Are they? Does it hurt?
Not too bad. I don't know where they've gone, my friend. They've vanished.
They've run away. We've scared them. There's too many of us.
I didn't see them. Surely we would have seen them.
Were
They
they
camouflaged
snakes? Were
with
they
the
eels?
tree.
They looked like, I don't know, fleshy snakes. Yes. They just vanished into the trees. Maybe I didn't see where.
Be
Careful! I can see the limbs bending. I'm right over here. Come this way.
I'm coming down.
Be careful too, Philip, that they don't attack you next.
Are you wounded?
I don't. I'll have to check.
When you get down, so you can climb down, you can meet Philip, and the two of you can climb down and get down to the beach. And when you get down there, your pants and stuff have little tears all over them. You've got little bits of blood, running from small areas. You only take 1 hit point of damage from the fish a bit. Also, by the time you finally get down, and that there was a lot of ordeal going on, a little bit of time was used for this, and everyone's attention was up into the tree. So no one noticed that the 5 porters piled into one of the boats, and they went with the current. They're going back downstream, so their boats are moving. That boat is moving super fast as they go with the stream, and they're heading back downstream as they run away. Only Sikander and Mabur have remained, and so now from 4 you're down to 3 canoes.
And we still have all of our stuff.
You have all of your stuff, the porters just took their personal stuff and one canoe, and they GTFO.
I'll tend to Dr. Arlo's injuries. I'll get one of my 2 little medical first aid packs.
Yeah, I'll try to make sure because only Cuthbert's seen my back, so I will try and
But
make
you
sure.
you take the leg injuries, and I'll look at his back. His shirt's been torn to shreds.
No, please, Dr. Baxter, leave it to Cuthbert.
So you've been attacked. You had those
Please.
things swarming all over you.
I'm curious to see what kind of marks they made, whether they're suction cups like a lamprey or bite marks like a snake.
Well, I am. Okay, Dr. Baxter, you can.
Just don't worry. We won't make this embarrassing here.
Dr. Baxter, I must warn you, I already have an existing injury on my back.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. Something from the war, I take it.
It must have been.
Ms. Thomas, why don't you see if you can determine whether the cowards left us all of our provisions and in what order, so we
Yes.
can.
I'll try to
things-
recoup everything together and maybe keep an eye out for whatever those things were.
Yes, quite.
Well, what was biting me? That's what we need to. It must have been the fleshy snakes. Could have been. Who knows?
Well, and whatever was in the water.
So is your shirt off, or is Dr. Baxter or is Philip Baxter able to get a good look at your back?
I will probably lift it up, but I will make sure only back. I'll be adamant that I just want Baxter seeing, because of Baxter and
Okay.
Cuthbert.
Do you have medicine as a skill? Yes.
Only a tiny bit.
You can-
and a
you can
little
still
more
try it.
First aid.
You can do first aid, but then as a separate role, also
Mhm.
do a medicine.
Right. And he probably is injured on his back as well, given
He is injured. Yeah.
and that's a fine roll, a 21. So I can help with his injuries. It'd be a miracle to make the medicine. Not a miracle. That's okay.
Okay. Yeah, so he's got some scarification on his back, but it just looks like he's probably like you surmise, it's probably some kind of war injury. Nothing to concern yourself too much about.
Right. It's not bleeding. It's not infected.
It's not bleeding.
And he's got other injuries, so I'm not going to pay a lot of attention. So
Yep.
Very
Yep.
good.
Yep. Just another vet. Just another war vet.
It's just a long down the spine.
Yep.
Probably just from an explosion. Who knows?
The good
Yeah.
news is that there are no particularly strange looking wounds back here. And nothing that looks like a leech or something else that would have toxicity. You just look like you've been, cut and bashed.
I've got an extreme on my first aid for his leg wounds from the nibbling.
So you can have a grand total of up to 2 hit points recovered, Dr. Augustine.
Okay.
Edith, you were checking equipment. Dr. Long, what were you doing?
I'm keeping an eye on that tree.
Okay. And Saladin?
I was the same. I'm watching for the snake.
Edith,
things.
give me a spot hidden, please.
Ooh, I'll spend the luck to make a regular success.
Okay. So yeah, you are kind of, the porters that fled, some of them were in charge of just carrying general equipment that, was part of y'all's equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't even try to steal. They weren't trying to steal anything. I mean, I guess technically they stole the boat, but they, you can tell from the head count, they only took their own personal stuff and that one boat. All of y'all's other gear was left here. So as you're kind of policing that up and maybe kind of pulling it all into a central area, for when the hullabaloo is done and over with. But you grab one of the bags and it kind of rolls over as you're dragging it over, and you do notice something, and it kind of startles you at first. You see there's a spider at probably about the size of your hand, and it's a dark brown, and it's got red rings on its brown legs, so its legs have red striping on them, and you can see that each leg ends in like a little black hook claw, and it's got these big thick black fangs as well, and so that big spider was sitting on the pack as you kind of flipped it over and rolled it over. You can give me a what's your dexterity?
It is 65.
Okay. Do you want to fight back or dodge?
Ooh. Dodge.
Okay.
Oh, this is on the nose success.
Good. All right, because I don't have a very good attack, but I actually rolled really well. So with your dodge, you do escape, because as you kind of rolled the pack over, and that big spider was on the bag, you see it in time enough to let go and retract your hand as it scuttled to exactly where your hand was. And you can see those black fangs, kind of zapped down onto the handle where you were a second ago grabbing that bag. And it tried to get you, and then it just it's retreating a little bit.
Is she
I definitely
hooped?
screamed. I definitely screamed.
All right.
Edith, what is it?
Spider. It's just a big spider. It's gone. It's gone. I'm fine.
Is it still on the bag?
No, it ran away.
I mean, it was still in the bag. So Edith, as you scream, Mabur comes up, and he just kind of grabs you by the shoulders and pivots you to intercede himself between you and the spider. And his very large foot comes down several times and crushes the spider on the bag.
Is that one of the deadly ones?
What kind of what did it look like? Can I make a natural world to know what kind of spider that was?
Yeah, go ahead.
A 30 is a regular pass.
Yeah, it was some kind of very deadly, very venomous.
Yes, the coloring is certainly indicative of being toxic, venomous.
Known for killing birds and small mammals, but it is not uncommon for it to attack humans.
Yeah, the allergic reaction you might get could be lethal if you are allergic to it, and it certainly would be unpleasant regardless of its lethality.
Yes, that is the type of spider that killed the porter.
I don't like that.
Very careful.
Sikander says, "You are very lucky indeed." and Mabur, is he scrapes away the remains from the bag. So there's a brown smear, and then he picks up the it's yours, and he picks up the bag and he returns it to you with the brown smear on it.
Thank you. There. Actually, while they're here, I actually wanted to ask them something. Those very large snakes that grabbed my friend from the water, are those common around here? Is that something we need to worry about?
Sikander, Mabur doesn't seem to understand what you're saying. Sikander looks and says, "I do not know what that was. I have never seen that before. That was very strange. I do not think they were snakes.
Eels or leeches or something? No?
Are there giant carnivorous trees? I've heard stories.
I do not know. But it will give it. It has left me and scarred me. It will give me nightmares.
It reminded
And
me.
it clearly upset your friends too.
I look over at Philip and, well, I look over at Cornelius, and I say it reminded me of the ropey tree, remember?
Yes. It did sort of look a little bit like that, didn't it? Hmm.
Well, all our gear is here. That's a positive. They just took their own in the canoe.
Oh, the tea. The tea. Did they? Is my tea? Wait.
Oh, hopefully they took that swill.
That would have killed them.
That would have done us a favor.
Cornelius, your tea is still here.
But
Toss
Yeah,
that
I
in
need
the water and
I need a
poison them.
glass. I need a cup of tea.
Certainly, certainly.
Sikander, do we have time to stop and catch our breath, or are we going to lose a full day because of this?
He looks at the sky, and this has taken quite some time to do all this. And he says, you can tell he's thinking about what lies ahead in the journey. He's like, yes, no, you're right. We should camp here. We have lost the day. We should camp here.
It'll be slower going without those men as well.
But
Very much
There-
so.
the big spiders are here. Shouldn't we try to?
They were there where we camped last night, Cornelius.
I think they're everywhere.
No.
Sikander, is there something we can do, like can we burn a perimeter around an area to sleep that will make it safer from the creepy crawlies or some other such?
I will gather. There is a vine that if we were to burn it, the fumes should keep out most of the insects, spiders for sure, but hopefully others as well. But the other side is that it will announce that we are here in the forest, and that could be dangerous for other reasons. But I think we should be fine. That there should be nothing else. I'm pretty sure we should be okay.
And what do you think will happen to the men who deserted?
Nothing. There is for their kind, their culture. There is no shame in abandonment. It for them, they simply are preserving their own life.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're not going to get paid.
Well, they work for food, and they have already been paid in the food. So,
And so the conversion to Christianity that's involved is something of intermediate understanding.
it will be many generations before they have full conversion, I'm sure.
Well, I hope whatever we're going for is worth it. This Cynthia Baxter better have some answers.
If anyone does, it'll be the Baxter children, we think. Sikander, your beliefs, you're not a Christian yourself, I assume.
I am not. No,
What do you think of this whole missionary project here?
It is very British.
Fair enough. Well, if it's useful, I'll help you gather this vine.
Oh, yes, that would be very helpful. I believe we will have luck this way. And you guys head off, not too far, but a little bit into the jungle. And sure enough, he starts pointing out a few that have a certain hue of green that seems to be slightly different than some of the other ones. And so you guys are, whacking those things with machetes and starting to pull, lengths of it and coiling them up to bring back. For everyone else to set up camp, since no one has survival jungle, you can do your natural world with a penalty die again. And let's see if anyone can avoid touching anything poisonous.
Nope.
It's,
got an
that's, a,
87.
that's a failure this time with a 66.
I'm
All
still trying to get over the incident with my new friends. Well, not my new friends. They've been with me a long time.
Long
only
time.
recently
They're
got-
just now kind of showing their true colors. So if you failed the natural world in setting up, you have touched something, another poisonous plant, so you will be you've incurred a penalty die on your con rolls, and now after hard work, sweltering sweat, swarmed with mosquitoes, end of day, go ahead and everyone give me a con roll
Is
to
that with
include
2
Philip
penalty
Baxter.
dice then? Do they
No, it
stack?
won't be. It won't stack. If you got 1 penalty die, you've got 1 penalty die. I'm not going to do 2.
I actually managed to pass.
88.
78. That is a fail.
Yeah, both times.
My
Oh,
second
excellent.
6 of the night.
Nice. If you fail the con roll, take another point of damage, and you are a little bit feverish as you're not feeling well. You're not feeling well.
Oh,
Oh, this time in the jungle is starting to tell on me.
Yeah.
right.
It's the stress. It's the
Yeah.
The stress, the heat, the bugs, it's all of it. All of it.
Yeah, I'll try 2 bags of the tea instead of 1. That might help.
Maybe half a tea.
Maybe the tea bags on these brushes.
Try that. Yeah, I'll take your leftover tea bags. Just
I
see
keep
it.
wondering if we're next to the river, if we can rub mud on whatever's irritating.
Yeah. Stick your hand in the river, Zeno, and see whether you meet any of.
I just stick my hand in the river to get the mud. The mud's on the bank.
It's pretty overgrown. Do we think we need to have Overwatchman again? I feel like if we could sleep the night through, it would be good.
I think we should just climb into our tents, zip them up tight. keep
Yes,
the
I don't know.
spiders out.
I don't know anybody prowling around in the night. They're gonna meet those spiders.
I agree.
yeah. Yes, I need as much.
I think we
rest
all
as
need a
possible.
rest. We all need to rest. Just check your tents.
All right. So everyone, how are we sleeping? Edith, I assume that you will be bunking alone. Mabur and Sikander, they have a small 2-man tent that they climb into together and completely seal up. So it's like a big bean, and so they're inside this giant bean of a tent, and so they're sealed up. How are y'all bunking?
We don't want to portage anything that we don't need. So if there were more, if there was greater capacity to include the porters, we don't need to use or deal with that, and it might have gone downstream with them. So I assume that the rest of us are in 2 tents,
Okay.
kind of the minimum.
All right.
The whole situation is 2 tents.
So which tent has 3 men and which tent has 2 men, and who's and who?
I'm only size 50. I'm like a medium-sized kind of guy.
I'm a medium-sized person.
Same.
I'm size 45, so
You're in the middle.
it's
Squeeze you in the middle.
I also assume that just because of the utility of packing things onto the canoes, like people who were in the first canoe probably were more likely to be tenting with people in the first canoe, and people at the last canoe were more likely to be tenting with the
Sure.
last canoe.
So
Just
I
so
guess-
the equipment makes sense. So it's just
Philip-
a matter of where the middle goes.
I would be with Cuthbert and Zeno if
There we go.
Okay.
Come
So I
here.
am-
So
Arlo.
Zeno and Arlo and Cornelius are in one tent. Philip and Frederick are in another, and Edith is in her own. All right.
Don't worry, we've got tentacles to protect us. Don't worry. I haven't said that.
That's some sort of pun on tent. I didn't get that. Did you hear that, Long?
Tent tackles?
We have tent tackle.
Like for
Anyway.
fishing with tents?
If we can seal the place before full dark and have a lantern inside, we can try to kill everything that flies before we turn the lantern off and fill it with smoke.
All right. So you guys prepare and seal yourselves in. And while it's, the tent or the jungle is filled with noises of chirps and screeching and things at night, you all do as best you can. You do get some pretty good rest. So everyone's able to rest as fitfully as they can. And so it feels like the sun just simply jumped right up. Like you guys, the night went really fast. Nobody feels like they got enough sleep, but you did sleep. And so in the morning, as you guys, start unzipping yourselves and clambering out of your tents, you guys see staked into the beach, right near your little campsite, right in the center of your campsite, is it's some kind of totem. There's a bundle of twigs that are wrapped and bound together. It's almost like in a cross formation. So it's a central tall body that is about 2 feet long, and then about 10 inches down from the top is a crossbar, and that crossbar is probably about 14 inches in length, and it's centered and tied, so it looks like it's in a cross formation. At the very top of the cross, it is dyed in like a real pale yellow, and from the top of it is like a fan of almost hair that's also dyed yellow. And so it's a strange totem stuck in the ground when you guys awaken.
Warning.
So the vertical and horizontal are wood?
Yeah, it's all made of some kind of like limbs and vines and stuff that are kind of done together. And then so it has hopefully there's no glare.
Oh,
It
there we
has
go.
a similar
can
look
see
as
it.
to this.
Got it. Okay.
But
And so
there's no face or anything on the top wood?
No, it's very crudely. It's a very primitive sculpture.
Ask our guide if he knows what that means.
So yeah, Sikander and Mabur extract themselves from their tent, and so they come out and they see this in the kind of the center of your campsite, and Mabur is looking into the jungle. He's like scanning the jungle, and Sikander walks up to it, and then his leg kicks back and he strikes it as hard as he can with his foot, and he kicks it off and it lands in the water and is carried away by the stream. He says,
Well, what on earth did you do that for?
"It is nothing. It is a totem of fear. It is meant to scare us, but it is nothing. It's a superstition. That is all."
From who? Who leaves these?
It means somebody was in our camp last night.
Yes, we are in a territory of people who have great fears and superstitions, and much like the other the cannibals, we just simply have to stay on the river and get out of their territory, and it will be fine. This was meant to scare us, nothing more. Quickly, pack your things, and we must hit the river again. We are not very far. We must get to the site where we will then trek cross country to get to the mission.
Should we check the integrity of our canoes? Make sure they weren't
Punctured.
breached?
It would be an odd behavior for them to tell us to leave and then prevent us from doing so.
Dr. Saladin, you don't recognize that as something from those indigenous peoples you were telling us about, do you?
Can I do an occult roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a 17 out of 68, so that is a hard.
While the totem itself is not one that you recognize, it is a type of behavior, though, that you've read about, and what Saladin is saying seems to make sense.
It's a warning.
And so it's a warning.
Well, I intend to
So-
take that warning. Let's get out of here.
So yeah, Saladin's like, let us pack, let us go. And I think as we awaken for our third day of travel in the jungle, I think that might be a good place for us to pause today's episode.
Right. Our players included Josh Harwood, Morgan Llewellyn, Holly Butos, Stuart Lively, David Gassaway, and myself with John Hook as the keeper of the secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with our other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastery. There's a link below. We're currently producing up to 4 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows, free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with other members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good game.